All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to a very special Fusebox Engaged. I am here with the awesome Mistah Mahvel to talk about one of the greatest franchises in the history of mankind. What's up?
Hello, everyone. Hey, Molly Marvel here.
So, we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball, which is
Yes,
probably my favorite anime of all time.
I will say it. So I'm not big, huge anime guy, but I am humongous Dragon Ball guy. And I have to say it's probably one of my favorite series all around. And honestly, the one that's like disappointed me the least, if I have to say it like that. Like I love some Dragon Ball, dude. Even like when I hate Dragon Ball, I love Dragon Ball.
I totally agree. Like, there's only a handful of animes that I really like, and Dragon Ball's definitely number one. I also liked Tenchi Muyo a little bit, and a little bit of like Cowboy Bebop, but not much else.
Yeah, I gotta say, anime so it's not really my thing. And that's not me trying to hate on it or say it's like dumb. It's just sometimes you know not everything's for everyone. But but
Yeah.
but damn, Dragon Ball. Oh man, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to speak on that.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I've actually been rewatching the entire series from first episode of Dragon Ball to the final episode of Super. And I was gonna go into GT, but I kind of bitched out on that one.
And GT's not bad. GT's not bad. Like I can't overly defend GT because there's a lot there's a lot of problems with GT. Um, but it's like I really don't get the extreme hate for it. I
Yeah,
don't know.
my thing about GT was just that I loved Super Saiyan 4. I loved the Baby Saga, but I hated the way they ended the whole thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like this weird thing about Goku merging with the Dragon Balls and Piccolo being stuck in hell. I thought that was just
Yeah,
like,
they
why would you do that?
I don't know. So I always felt like that by the time it got to that point, they were just trying to wrap something up in like this epic way. And it's like that's not what Dragon Ball was ever about. The way they did that. Like even with Goku merging with the dragon, he's not connected with Earth's dragon. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's just not how that works. Um,
yeah.
but I will agree with you on the things that really it did really well. Like the Baby Saga was, that was tight. Super Saiyan 4 to this day to me is still the epitome of Super Saiyan transformations. So basically Super hasn't been able to come up with a transformation to me that I believe is better than Super Saiyan 4. Like
Well, in
to
terms
me
of
Super Saiyan 4 is like, oh my god.
yeah, in terms of like Super Saiyan transformations, I liked 4 the best because it was that merging of the ape and the man.
Right, right. Like it was like a callback to the primal part of the Saiyan heritage that I feel that the current run, the current anime and manga just really kind of glanced over, like the
Yeah,
more
they kind of threw that out the
primal
window.
parts. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like the whole, like at this point, a Saiyan is a human with the power to be stronger.
Oh, definitely. And like, I really didn't like the Universe 6 Saiyans at all.
Oh, they were so badly done when there were, I mean, literally hundreds of great ideas you could do with those characters. Um, I think of the three, I feel like I liked Kale the least. Um, well, no, I think that they completely did her wrong. Instead of like having her be like kind of, hey, hi Danny. Instead of having her be like super clingy, weird about cauliflower, and then turn into like she Broly, I think she should have just been big hulking woman from the beginning. Like, I think Kale would have worked better if she was the Nappa to cauliflower's like Vegeta.
Yeah, I could
If
see
that
that.
makes
Like,
sense.
I could
You know what I
definitely
mean?
see that. Like, I see what they were
I
trying to do with her. Like, I could tell that, like, they were going for the whole thing of, like, oh, she's the timid, shy one, but it's like you push her into the corner and she becomes a monster. You know, like, I got
right.
that, but it didn't feel like a very good Saiyan attitude, I guess.
And I feel like I don't like how they landed it. And I don't know. So here's my opinion on that specific pair up. I think they should have either went fully that there was something between them, or they should have kept them more like battle sisters. Because like they just
Yeah.
kept tiptoeing between the two, and that's, to me, I just felt like I don't know, either go full force or not at all. And
Yeah,
I
it's
would have
like,
been
don't,
happy with either of the, like, in fact, I'd say only either of the two extremes would have worked. It only would have worked if there was actually something there for them. Like, it would have
yeah.
been cool, like at the very end when they're back and, you know, cauliflower does the shoulder shake. It would have been cool if she gave her a kiss instead. That would have, at that point, I would have been like, aha, I knew it. And I would have got, you know, you would have gotten that, like, God,
Yeah.
like some kind of satisfaction of, yeah, I thought so. Yeah, no wonder she was that angry,
Yeah,
you
they were
know?
dancing around it a lot. Like they
And I
kept,
think that
oh, we're
hurt that
sisters, but
pair.
we're closer than sisters, but we're
Right,
sisters.
right. And I think that hurt the pairing. And let's not and honestly, they really just should have had the ability to go Super Saiyan from the beginning. And that should have just been like a given. Like Saiyan
Yeah.
6, of course they can go Super Saiyan, bro. Of course they've gone Super Saiyan. Because then, you know, you've done those characters properly, you then could do like a side movie that shows how like cauliflower became a Super Saiyan for the first time.
It would have been way better than just that crap of, oh, to become a Super Saiyan, just feel the thing in the middle of your back and that's it.
Yeah, just focus on your back tingle. That is, you know, like I gotta say, like it was already kind of aggravating that they just started giving Super Saiyan away.
Yeah.
Like it, like especially when you comes to like Kid Trunks and Goten. But at least you could do the, well, their dads were Super Saiyans when they had them, so maybe that's there. But oh god, what Super did was like, yeah, nah, dude, we just need to hurry up and get them golden because or they can't compete.
Just hurry it up. Let's get this over with.
Right. When the proper, you know, when the proper course of action would have been like, oh, so obviously they're already Super Saiyans with
Yeah, and
tails.
I got annoyed by the fact that I think it was like the second time Caulifla transformed, she went all the way to Super Saiyan 2. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Um, yeah, that was kind of garbage. That really was garbage. I like I cannot express um how stupid that was. Just the whole tournament of power, I feel, was a lot of missed opportunities. Um,
I can agree with that.
even from like, you know, like so you're forgiven for Boo sleeping through the Universe 6 tournament. Uh, but you can't do it twice, bro. And Fit Boo would have been so awesome to see in the
I
tournament
know
of
they
power.
were
In fact,
building that up.
I would have loved it. I would have loved it. In fact, I would have loved for at a certain point of fighting Ribrianne, he just had enough and went fat, and we got to see Ribrianne fight Mr. Boot.
I would have loved that. I mean, I felt like Ribrianne was more like I felt like they were trying to make a joke about like Sailor Moon and all those kind of power princess animes.
Yeah, the magical girl trope. But she was
Because I
just
mean,
overused, man. They dragged the joke out for too long.
yeah,
That's
the
the thing. Like, I think
The love
once again,
team.
she could have worked if it was done better. Even something like her transformation, I feel like there was like a stage. No, there's definitely a stage missing. We should have had like a thin, pretty version to start it. And like at a certain point when she's had enough, she just kind of like, hits that second stage. And now we're like, oh, damn, dude, River Ann's bottom. You know what I mean? I think her second stage, her actual transformation would have been cooler as her final form, like when she's had enough.
Yeah, I
Like
agree with
they
that.
could have, they just could have made her better. And I don't know, like a lot of that tournament. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Master Roshi, and I actually everything he did in the tournament was like probably 100% done correctly. If
The
they
episode
of
where they
all the people,
I was just saying, like the episode where they focused on him, that's probably one of my favorite episodes in all of Super.
right? Yeah. And despite how much I love that, it actually hit me in the little ticker.
Yeah.
I would have preferred to see other people come to the tournament,
Yeah.
instead of Roshi and Tien, especially if you're gonna leave them behind. Um, well, you know what I mean? Like, so they've been left behind for so long to now tell me that they can stand up to, basically cosmic god level fighters. It's a
Yeah.
stretch. It's a stretch. It's a stretch to say the
Yeah.
least. Like when Roshi helped out when Frieza came back, that was awesome. But now it's like, oh, dude. Like, like I try to kind of compare it to that. So the Frieza we had in the tournament was far stronger than the Frieza who was resurrected that first came back to Earth. And Roshi
Oh
could not
yeah.
have taken him then. You know what I mean? Roshi could not have taken that Frieza. And much higher powered Frieza would struggle, well, actually did struggle throughout this tournament at times. So that's how I kind of want to scale it. And like, oh, Super just hates.
Yeah, they
It hates
really
like proper power scaling.
kind of threw all that out the window. Like
You
it's like
know?
everything after the Boo saga, they decided, well, we'll just kind of make it up as we go along. Because like I got annoyed as hell during the I think they had it in both the movie of Battle of Gods and in the first season of Super, where they when Beerus first meets Goku and he's talking to him, he's like, "Oh, I hear you killed Frieza," and he's like, "Yeah." Well, you couldn't have done that as you are now, and I'm thinking like, well, actually he could have, because by the time of the Boo
Yeah.
saga and all that, his base form Goku should have been able to destroy Frieza.
Bro, his base form Goku. So in Super, base form Goku obliterates pretty much everything I want to say prior to Buhan. Because he would have
Oh
had step his game up for Buhan just because of how Buhan fights and the nature of being able to absorb things. But base form Goku in Super is so stupidly overpowered above Z and anything Z could have thrown at him that like that line sounded dumb.
yeah.
Like, what do you mean, dude? Like, what do you mean?
What's up, Lola? Good old Lola with
Hey,
her millions of ass pictures that come out of nowhere.
those are appreciated. Those are appreciated.
But I mean, yeah, like I was rewatching Dragon Ball, which, my appreciation for the first Dragon Ball has been growing like as I get older. Just because I like how simple everything was in the beginning.
Right.
But also, I
And it
appreciate
was
the hell
funny.
out of what I appreciate the hell out of how Z really kind of took it to the next level. It's like as Goku grows up, the show grows up with it, kind of thing.
Well, it's almost like that meme when you compare like Goku at the end of Dragon Ball to Goku in Z. Like even the look on his face, it's different.
Yeah.
It's just and not just because of the animation style, but Z brought Goku's level of fighting to the next level, uh, which of course Super undid, but
Yes.
saw him mature as a fighter. Like you would see how he went from just trying to throw the strongest punches to really calculate how to like finish this match as quick as he can. And I love
Yeah.
that. I love that.
But now with
And
Super, Goku is now regressed back to his childlike form.
yeah, yeah. In a very just why? Like why? Oh Lord.
Like when they started with the whole Tournament of Power thing, it seemed like Goku was almost the villain, where it's like,
well,
oh,
I mean,
because Goku brought up the tournament to the Zenos, like now there's a chance that they'll wipe out all of the universes.
well, I
And then
mean,
they,
think of
they
it.
pulled it out at the last minute where it's like, oh, he was gonna destroy them anyway, but Goku suggesting the tournament, that actually made him not destroy all of the universes at once. It's like, oh, okay.
Right. So let's say we spent the years watching Jiren go from an orphan to the strongest thing in several universes. And in the middle of the and the final saga of the rebooted series, suddenly his universe it's called into question because some selfish fighter from another universe just wants to fight, and now it's like he's the villain in every other universe. Like that
Yep.
makes sense. Like he actually is the villain if you're not watching him as the protagonist. Like this dude
Yep.
totally just got you into like a universal death match. Either win or you're obliterated. That's it.
And
Every single living being in your universe dies if you die. That
he didn't
sucks.
seem to
Like this
really
guy's a
care.
villain. No, it never really hit him exactly what he did. And no one really held him to account. Not like that, at least. Like they were kind of mad, like, oh man, you didn't tell us. You rounded us up for a tournament and didn't tell us it was for like Universal Survivor. Come on, that's so Goku of you. And it's like, oh no. Like, oh no. Like,
Goku.
oh Goku. Boom, 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 boom. Like, oh come on, dude. Like, yeah, cue in like the Seinfeld little jingle, because it's what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? It's I can't I can't like I don't know how to describe Super as anything more than I loved it as I hated it the whole time, because I
Yeah,
can't deny Super was a fun ride.
I had really mixed feelings about it. It's like I love I liked the Goku Black arc. I liked I liked the end of the Tournament of Power. Like I really liked with Ultra Instinct versus Jiren. I liked the way they ended it with Goku and Frieza tag teaming and Android
Ooh, yes.
17 being the
Ooh,
hero.
yes. Yes. That last team up with Goku and Frieza felt full circle. Like, bro, this is awesome. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah, no, like I loved all of that. Like it's just like there were so many episodes in between that I would have cut out.
So like, and even stuff like the Goku Black saga, I loved it until like basically I found out, oh, it's just Samasu. And then as soon as Samasu showed up, it was like Goku Black was his like basically his attack dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like they just reduced the character down to so much. I was actually hoping the first time I seen it through that it was gonna be like future evil Goten and he was destroying everything. Because and in a way I kind of wish it was. Only because then it would have finally made like Goten relevant. because he is the most useless character in all of the series. And I do love the
Yeah,
little guy, but he is completely 100% useless. Like he's
I
only
would
good for
agree.
Gotenks. You know,
Oh yeah,
he's really only good for Gotenks.
Danny thinks that Z's problems was the power creep was too fast. I don't know if I
Um,
agree with that.
I think Z paced it okay as far as Goku and Vegeta, but it disregarded how powerful the rest of the team was and then left them behind.
Yeah,
So think of how cool it would have been at the beginning of the Android saga when they all split up to go around. And of course, Yamcha is about to get Yamcha because that poor man cannot catch a break. Um, I love Yamcha. No, I love Yamcha. I hate what they did to him. But anyways, like, wouldn't it have been cool when Dr. Gero reached out and like started grabbing his energy if like only for a few seconds it worked and then finally Yamcha gained his focus and like, his eyes got real, real angry and it's like Kaioken and he explodes out with Kaioken. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because why doesn't he know the Kaioken?
Well,
But
Goku never
like
taught anybody.
but
He never shared
but he
his
trained
moves.
with King Kai. It should be implied that you know what I mean. Like they should have picked up
Yeah,
something from King Kai.
that is
Like
true.
there were never no fruits. There were never
Especially since
fruits
in
in
the
that
anime,
training.
especially since in the anime itself, like they had that scene when basically Tien, Chaozu, and Yamcha were able to beat the Ginyu Force.
They floored. They floored. I think Yamcha floored Raccoon, right?
I think so.
I'm pretty. Yeah, and it's like, dude, Vegeta couldn't beat Raccoon. And like
Very
people just
true.
disregard this stuff. Like
Well, I know
Vegeta
that.
was folded. And
Well, I
of
know that
course, by
like the
that point in the saga, Vegeta had already done his, he did his little spam cheat Zenkai boost. But, you know, like really think of the fact that when Vegeta first faced Raccoon, he got floored. When Yamcha first faced Raccoon, he floored Raccoon.
Yep.
And people disregard that. There should be more fruits to the training on King Kai's planet than just, oh, they showed that Ginyu Force.
Well, I do know that the way it works with Dragon Ball now is that if it wasn't in the manga, it's considered non-canon, and I don't think that part was in the manga.
Right,
So,
right.
which
No, you're
kind of
right.
sucks.
You're right. It does suck. It does suck. Especially because, like I said, they tend to just just take away things that
Yeah,
should be there. Like actually I'm wrong. Tien deserved to be in the tournament of power, and he should have kept his power scaling up the whole time. So that by the time Tien came in, it was like, all right, bro. Oh no, we got a winning team now. Like when Tien shows up, you should always say, okay, now we got a better team.
I would
That's
agree
it.
because I loved how they kind of gave him a moment to shine in the Cell Saga when he used the Tri
Oh,
Beam against Imperfect Cell.
you mean the best part in the saga? Bro, that
Yeah, that was
episode was tight. Bro, I was sweating. I was sweating. It was the greatest episode, dude. Like, oh my god, dude, the freeze frame at the end when the like, can he hold out? It was like, oh yes, dude, yes. Um, that was the last time. Sadly, Tien was a powerful, valuable part of the team.
Yeah, right after the Cell Saga, he basically just was like, "Yeah, I'm not even going to go to the World Tournament. Like, screw it."
Right. He's like, I'm just gonna hide in seclusion and make a temple and train people. I don't want to do this world saving stuff. I just want to train a bunch of boots.
Which is probably the way
That's
Goku should do it eventually.
well, that's because they became cowardly and didn't pass the mantle to Gohan like they were supposed to.
I know that was one hell of a reverse. Like, because all of Z was building up to Gohan being the next Goku, and then by the time the Buu saga happened, they were just like, "Oh yeah, no,
They were like, no,
no."
Goku, Goku. No,
Like,
it's gonna be Goku. Like, I don't know, and it sucks because like I love Goku. It's probably one of my greatest fictional characters ever of all time. Like he would be in my top 10. Um, but it gets to a point where you're like, all right, you gotta let the rest of the team like do their part. At the very least, at the very least, let Vegeta get a win.
yeah,
Like Vegeta was supposed to be Golden Frieza because he earned that moment.
I was just about to bring that up too,
You
because
know,
that
he
was
absolutely that was bullshit, and I hated that. I don't like that ending at all. I don't like that ending. Like I reject that ending. In my head canon, Vegeta's the one that won because it's more satisfying.
exactly like I mean it was Vegeta who needed the revenge against Frieza for everything he did more than Goku did.
Exactly. Instead, you know what they did? They destroyed two of Vegeta's home worlds.
Yep,
Oh, the audacity! The audacity! You let Frieza destroy two of Frieza's homes. Like
and
the
then
audacity.
and then have Whis do a real quick, oh, let's rewind time, even
Oh
though
no
we're
no.
not supposed to fuck
Timestamp.
with time.
Ooh, 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 thank you. Thank you. Let me be a major hypocrite because Goku.
And plus, I
Like
mean,
in
even before all that, they were both like Beerus's whole thing was like, oh, I'm not going to interfere at all because this isn't my fight, and I'm a destroyer god. Oh, but well,
right.
Goku lost, so let's interfere.
Yeah, well, I like these guys, so let me just do the opposite of what I'm supposed to do, which is destroy. You know, after I've threatened to destroy this place myself many times and tried to destroy this place myself. You know, and and it was that moment too that it hit me. There are no more stakes in this series. Like
That's
there
very
can't
true.
ever be stakes. There's no more stakes. You have Whis, and I love Whis. Whis is probably my favorite character out of Super, and he's a very beautiful femboy as well. If you really think about it,
Oh, I knew
but
that.
yeah, you know, he's gorgeous. Um, but having him there breaks the show. Like
Yeah,
that's it. Really, they completely lost. So Frieza won. Frieza won. And it doesn't matter because well, Whis was like, well, I like Bulma, so Bulma's cool. Like I really grew fond of her. So I can either be a neutral celestial being and say, well, you're alive, Bulma, so you just can come to my planet, and that's it. And sorry about that. And he was like, nah, she's cool. I like her. Here's her home. And Goku.
no, yeah. Danny brings up a good point because I actually like that was one of the things I was thinking about when it came to like Super. Is it's like how do you take it higher already when it's like our characters have the powers to wipe out half the galaxy by themselves,
Right.
and it's like
Well,
how do you get stronger villains than that? Like
you take it, and that is my biggest problem with Super. When you introduce gods and God Key, you make it so that everything has to become so unbelievably powerful that it's out of this world. Because even
Yep,
at this point, uh, so not only was he a very bland protagonist, but I mean, really, Jiren's that strong and is immortal? Like, so
yeah.
this guy's just a regular mortal. He's really that strong? Like, how, fam? You know, this isn't a god. This isn't a deity. This isn't a Kai. This isn't a demon. This isn't a bio android. This isn't a magic genie. This is literally a dude that said, "No, I'm pissed off. I'm so pissed off. I'm gonna learn how to punch you 1,000,000 times without even touching you."
And he
Like,
managed to
come
do it
on, bro.
all by himself.
Bro, I can punch you with an eye strain. No. No, no, it's too much, you know, because now it's like, oh, all right, bro, because then you have to invent the next transformation, which is now like, it's so cookie cutter, like it's more cookie cutter than a Pokemon game, you know.
Yeah, I'd
like
agree with that.
like a Pokemon game and in a Dragon Ball saga have a lot in common. As far as their build-up and what you can expect.
It's time for the next evolution.
Yeah, and it's time for the next big gimmick. Oh, well, did you not like Mega Evolutions? Well, now we can Dynamax. How about that? Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can't Dynamax anymore, but what if just sometimes Pokemon show up and they're going to step on you, mommy? You know, like, come on. And it's the same thing now that happens with Dragon Ball ever since, you know, the very start of Super. It's, you know, they started it with the highest of scale that Goku could go as far as Earth adventures. He's now just a god. So we're never going to see the Earth. We're never going to see the characters. The lives of the Earth characters don't even matter because now Goku's talking to like the grandest, the highest of deities. Like, bro, he literally like he's friends with Zeno. That's like you or I being like just casual friends with the creator of the entire universe.
Pretty much.
While being like 10 times dumber than we were a few years ago.
And then now, did you keep up with the Super manga?
No, I haven't. I usually don't read the manga for a while. And I don't know why that is. But I think it has a lot more to do with I'm not a big reader.
That's fair.
But it's usually just something I'll eventually like mosey on. You know, if I find it, I'll grab it, you know, give it an
It's just that,
I don't know.
The manga for Super in particular is very different because it's like they're telling almost two kind of parallel stories where it's like the manga, it's like they follow the same beats as the anime, but it's like the events that happen are like really kind of different. Like there's no Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken in the manga, and I know they did things like Gohan was the one who fought the fusion of Caulifla and Kale.
Kepler.
Yeah, and they did and they've been continuing after where the anime left off. Like they got villains like this guy Moro, who was actually a villain for the original Supreme Kai. You remember the Supreme Kai that was merged with Buu?
Right.
Yeah, they got like he's sort of like a space wizard who has similar abilities, I think, to like Cell, but on a much bigger scale. Like he drains planets of their life forces and stuff, and they adds it to his own energy. That shit was pretty cool. And then and that's when Goku finally learns how to use Ultra Instinct at will, and that was pretty badass. But now they're doing this thing where they're dealing with this organization that was basically like the intermediary for Frieza's planet trade, and they're called the Heaters. And it's a whole thing. I don't want to get too much into it, but
right.
I like where the manga's been going with things in certain areas. Like I feel like they made better decisions than the anime did.
I mean, the book's usually better. You know, I even know that. Um, but it's I don't know. Like I said, it's to me, I felt like it was a big disservice to raise that power so high so quick. Like I would have expected to see Goku become a god by the end of Super, you know, as
Yeah.
opposed to the very beginning of Super.
Plus, I feel like Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue are kind of useless compared to Ultra Instinct. It's like,
Yeah, and then even still, you get something like Ultra Instinct, right? But you're gonna have to nerf it so that a villain can be a threat.
yeah,
Same thing with Super Saiyan. You know what I mean? Every new villain nerfed the last transformation. So Super Saiyan beat Frieza, but it couldn't beat Cell. Super Saiyan 2 could, but Super Saiyan 2 couldn't beat Boo. You know, I mean, in a way, Super Saiyan 3 couldn't beat Boo. And if it could, Goku couldn't take the chance of the energy drain.
yeah.
Fusion then couldn't beat Boo.
Well, they
And
kind of
ironically,
did.
well, it kind of did, but you know, well, I mean, it should have. Let's be honest, it should have. But that's not what the writers decided. So once again, they had a nerf. They're very now the Boo saga is a very frustrating one because the Boo saga nerfed so many transformations in one go. Like
Yep.
no other saga nerfed so the transformations like the Boo saga did. Because I almost feel like it went on too long.
Oh, it
If
did.
that makes sense. Um, like it just dragged and dragged and dragged, and it's like, all right, well now what? And in the end, they had to drag out the spirit bomb. And it's like, that's cool. That's great. But I don't know. It's a little underwhelming. I don't know. I found it to be a little underwhelming because it was like, that's all it took. Why didn't you do that a while ago?
Jesus.
While you had more people on the planet.
Oh yeah, no, like Goku worked my nerves during the Boo saga because there was a point where that he even said like he probably could have beaten the Fat Boo while he was Super Saiyan 3, but he decided not to because he wanted Goten and Trunks to do it. He's like, "Oh, I'm not going to be around forever." And it's like, "Well, yeah, but you're here now." You know, like, Jesus. Like,
Yeah, like you're currently here though. And you know, since you said you won't be here forever, why don't you do this now so we have a forever?
I
You
mean,
know, yeah,
Jesus God.
and like I said, and then of course the very next time we see Super Saiyan 3, they kicked it in the balls. They just completely said, like, yeah, no, no more, yeah, no, sorry. You had your one chance for it to work and we took it away from you then. And now Super Saiyan 3 is so obsolete that he never did it again, really. Like, I mean, he did it in the tournament, I think. But it was like it
It was to show off.
right. And it was just like, don't drag that out. Oh, you brought out that pick, bro. It's cursed. Put it away. Like Super Saiyan 3 can't do anything, which sucks because um I remember watching the Boo saga and I was kind of pissed that Gotenks won Super Saiyan 3 because I wanted it to be something more that was personal to Goku. Like, bro, he had to be training in Otherworld for a long time to gain this
Yeah.
form that's like, it's celestial, dude. Like, look at him. His eyebrows are gone. He's mean. This isn't our Goku. This is something more. Look at his hair. Look at the stance. Bro, he almost shattered the world becoming this form.
Yep.
Let's give it a Gotenks because that's funny. Because
we never
funny
even
kids
saw
with long hair.
And we never even saw Gotenks go Super Saiyan 2.
No, no.
He just went straight from 1 to 3.
Bro, and it's like, I don't oh man. Oh man. Like I ah and I blame Goten, the addition of Goten. That the saga would have worked so much better with just Kid Trunks. That's it. because that's it. Like, you have your little kid character, and then there could have been a better emphasis. The training would have been personal between him and Piccolo, you know, which would
Yeah.
have been, in a way, a callback to Future Trunks trained by Piccolo's greatest student, Gohan.
Yeah.
You know, uh, and you would have gotten a much better Kid Trunks, which would have given us a much better Kid Trunks in Super. Because now it's like, I hate them. I hate Goten and Trunks in Super. I don't have anything redeeming to say about them. No, I honestly hate them as characters.
Well, they're not even relevant to anything. Like they're just kind of
Nothing.
there.
Nothing. Like, their chance to be the next saviors, it's over. They're irrelevant. Move on. Especially now that the next movie is going to be featuring Pan being a little older. Like,
Yeah.
there, that's it. They got their chance. They don't get to be little kid heroes in this series.
Yeah, that was always something I wanted, like, you know, because they in GT they showed Goten and Trunks as adults, and it's like, why the hell didn't they do anything with them? Like they just decided, no, now Goten's just obsessed with girls, and Trunks is still kind of relevant, but not really.
Right. So we want to give you guys Future Trunks again, but we can't. Because we can't. But here's like he kinda looks like Future Trunks.
I mean, they
And
grew up to look the same, kind
yeah,
of.
but it's like clearly not. And then don't get me started on what Super did to Future Trunks. Oh, the crime. Oh, the crime.
Oh yeah.
Another person that should have gotten the win. The Future Trunks should have beat Merge Zamasu. Like, that's it. Like, and fuck the Zeno button. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I was annoyed by that stupid spirit bomb sword.
Were you? I thought it
Yeah,
was
like
really cool. I thought it was really cool.
it was
Maybe
just like,
maybe the whole rule of cool like kind of slapped me around.
well, for me,
I
it
do
was
that
just like I
sometimes.
think about the fact that, like, you know, Kaioken and Super and the Spirit Bomb were both products of King Kai's training because King Kai invented those moves. So it's like you'd have to train with him to really learn that shit.
Right.
And it's
No, you're
like,
right.
instead of that, it was just like, well, we need like an emotional moment to spur him on, you know, like.
Yeah. Like, I just, regardless of what they gave him as the winning tool, he should have won and then be allowed to finally rebuild and bring peace to his timeline. And instead, they were like, oh, now, by the way, why don't you go home and you're there already? And that's going to be really fucking awkward because you know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, now you get to exist instead of, common sense, just stay here. So we have a new character that people love, you know? That's so weird. Or, hey, Lise, why don't you do your like, oh, by the way, I'll just bring it back because I'm Lise and I can do that. Like when it's important for Whis to be Whis, he's like, I don't know, fam. You're not Bulma. Like, you're almost Bulma, but
Yeah, with Weiss, they keep hinting that he's got some secret agenda, but he won't really, you know. I feel
well, if
like
we're
it's the
gonna talk
writers just stringing
theories,
us along.
well, if like one of my favorite theories, can Goku beat Wampu in a heartbeat? That's not even a question. Danny asked if Goku can beat Wampu. Wampu is a lot of things, but a strong physical fighter he is not. He relies on other things to fight. And Goku is he's just too insanely strong at this point. I mean, and I mean, even if he was having a hard time with Wampu, it would be like, yeah, well, this is Ultra Instant Kaioken times 20 Super Saiyan God Purple. And, and toy sales would be made across the nation. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and don't forget, see, thanks to the manga of Super, Vegeta now has a transformation called Ultra Ego.
Now it looks really cool. I have to say that for as much as I don't like new transformations, that it continuously added. It looks cool, and it's great that he has something that's his.
Yeah.
Because he needs something that's his.
Yeah, it's basically like the God of Destruction transformation, essentially.
Sweet.
It's like because he learned how to use destruction energy from Beerus.
Sweet. And that kind of goes with the theory I was just about to say. You know what I mean? Throughout the anime, I got the suspicious feeling that everything Whis was doing was to replace Beerus with either Goku or Vegeta.
Yeah.
Or possibly both as a fusion. You know what I mean? Just the little looks on his face, his little snide remarks, the way he interacted with Beerus. I always got the impression that he was like the very aggravated butler with the rich kid. You know, like of course he's gonna do everything the rich. Huh?
I think that's most of the angels when it comes to the gods of destruction. Like they all kind of have that weird relationship where they constantly kind of pick on each other.
Well, they have like the worst choices in destructive gods. You know, like they just don't pick them right. And I kind of want to know why it is that Champa and Beerus are from two different universes. Like, what's going on there?
Yeah, that was something I was curious about, especially since like they've pretty much established that the gods of destruction all start off as mortals and are chosen to become gods. So it's like I want to know where those two actually came from.
That's what I was wondering, because it's like, you keep breaking the lore. You keep, I don't know, it's weird. Like they're willing to break anything on the spot to keep the story going.
But it's also just because like guys like Toriyama doesn't remember his own canon ever. Like he's constantly retconning shit.
Yeah, and then you bring it up to him, he just chuckles. Yeah, I forgot.
How is it that the fans know your work better than you do?
I mean, I don't know. Because at the same time, it's like very thankful that he started this whole thing. You know, like I'm very thankful that he shared, you know, his idea, his creation, and you know where it's gone to at this point. Because I'd rather talk about how much I hate my favorite series than not have it at all. But it's like,
no,
damn you, Toriyama. Damn you, Toriyama. Stop breaking my heart, bro. Stop this. Like, what are you doing? Like, why was Launch not Kid Trunks' nanny? Because that would have been awesome. You know? Because if you really need filler, don't ever, like, Jocko shouldn't exist. I hate him. Oh, I hate him.
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
Oh, I hate that little character. Like, his voice, his personality, his cowardice. Like, he's really just the worst little character you could bring.
It's because I think, like, at one point, Toriyama did a little manga volume about Jocko, and all of Toriyama's stories apparently take place in the same universe, which I find kind of weird. Because, like, I don't get how, like, the Penguin Village crap coexists with, you know, Dragon Ball. But
well, that and like, why didn't you bring Arale-chan to the Tournament of Power? She would have just won it for you instantly.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Like, if you're saying that they all exist in the same universe, like you, like she would have one-manned it, bro. She would have one-manned it, bro. She's like so much stronger than Goku.
Definitely.
Like, bro, she's so much stronger than Goku. If we're really gonna take it there, like she's like canon stronger than Goku. It's not even like she's literally canon stronger than Goku. Toriyama, stop it.
Yeah, he's got like the most basic sense of humor when it comes to these things. Like, I'm sure he thinks like Jocko and all them are hilarious. You know?
See, now I just picture him like cackling away in the dark, drawing him underneath the lamp, just like, like, I
Yeah, it's
mean,
like
I don't
when
know.
they
Like, I
brought
don't
back
even like
Emperor
the design,
Pilaf.
but they made Pilaf funny. Like, I kind of like seeing their little antics. And I
Well,
kind of like that they're kind of like little grunts for Bulma now.
I do like the fact that they kind of it's like it's a nice callback to the very beginning, but at the same time, I was like, I thought it was so bizarre that Mai became this dramatic character for Trunks when it's like she was basically like, I thought of her and Shu as like Boris and Natasha from
Yes.
Brocky and Bullwinkle.
No,
They're
that's who
just,
they were. That's who they were.
like,
Like
and
that,
all of a
yeah, she
sudden
was.
she's this future freedom fighter and she's super important and it's super dramatic. Like, it just, why?
Plus, um, like, also in a way, if you really think about how their multiverse theory works, Mai shouldn't be in future Trunks' timeline.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean,
Oh,
she shouldn't
yeah,
be there. She's, you know
because
what I mean? Like,
they wouldn't have
because the
wished for that
androids,
youth.
right, they wouldn't have wished for that youth. They would have most likely been killed by the androids because they were just old, or they'd be old in hiding.
Yeah. Although they'd most likely be dead.
Most
I
likely
mean,
be dead, just like it was kind of like, wow, Yajirobe survived.
yeah, that threw me for a loop.
Really? Like, really? Like, don't get me wrong. I love Yajirobe. So it was great to see him. But I don't know, dude. Oh my God. Like, Yajirobe survived that. Like, is he that cowardly? Because you have to be either really great survivalist or really super cowardly.
Well,
Or extremely lucky.
he did. I mean, there were a lot of moments where he did seem like a craven coward, but then there was the moment when he cut off Vegeta's tail. So
Yeah, he did have his little inspirational moments. Oh, guys, I gotta do this. Yeah, I got it.
And
I don't know.
I think the
Go for it.
androids also killed Corin.
They did. They did. Yeah. So that's one thing that kind of confused me. Like, she shouldn't be there at all. Just because we already know the things that affect the current timeline won't affect Trunks' timeline. Well, future Trunks' timeline. Or,
Yeah.
Things would have been fine because the androids were killed in the correct timeline. So he shouldn't have a Mai at all. There should be no Mai. So you're right. Like, just one, it's weird how they made her that. Like, basically, they turned her from a slapstick villain to like a lead protagonist.
And a very heroic one.
Very heroic. It's very. Yes. Oh man, I want to rewatch it. That was probably like the best saga that just left me scratching my head for a while.
I honestly thought it was hilarious the way it ended with Zeno just erasing everything. Like that made me laugh because I was just like, because I watched it in the Japanese at first, and then I watched the English. But like, Zeno sounds a lot funnier in the Japanese because he's just this very small little child, and and like when Goku calls him over and he's just, oh hey, you see that guy? And he's like, huh. he's annoying. Don't you want to get rid of him? Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Now, I don't know. I like Zeno. I like Zeno. Yeah, no, I like Zeno. Yeah, I like Zeno. Zeno's cute.
It's just funny.
They're
Like,
little cuties.
the supreme god of all existence is this little child who is very like, just, that looks fun. Oh, that looks boring. Oh, that might be fun.
I kind of I love him. He's cutie, but I get aggravated at the fact that, like, man, but I liked your original afterlife lore. I loved your original, like, hierarchy of deities, and they just like, of course there's a higher thing than the Supreme Kai. Of course. Of course. By the way, which was one of the biggest disappointments of the Buu saga. Shin sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Like, Universe 7 has like the worst Supreme Kai.
Yeah, I think like the big thing was that they were talking about how like, from what I understand, it's that Universe 7's hierarchy was thrown off because of Buu. Like, the original Supreme Kai was way stronger.
Right.
And he was merged in with Buu and created Fat Buu. And that was just like, yeah, because I think Supreme Kai was originally the East Kai. And then he got promoted real quick.
But here's where things get funny. Because we're talking about 5 million years ago. In 5 million years, you didn't get good? Not 5,000, not 500,000, 5 million years. Because everyone forgets that Buu was created 5 million years prior to him showing up in the saga.
And actually, Toriyama kind of retconned Buu's origin a little bit, where he basically...
Oh, of course he did.
Yeah, he claimed that he wasn't created by Bibbidi, that Bibbidi just learned how to control him, but Buu was born at the birth of the universe.
Oh, of course. Well, you know what? That's cool. That's cool. That makes more sense.
He's like a primordial evil being.
And oh god, I love these discussions, how they'll tie everything together and you can keep bouncing back and forth. So like, and then for like millions and millions of years, Beerus was like, yeah, no, that thing that keeps destroying everything, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what I didn't like about Beerus. When you shoehorn him in, you kind of like, you make him look like a sucker from the beginning, because he let a lot of shit go down then, if what you're saying is true. A lot of shit went down.
Well, that's why I think it was
but he was asleep that whole time. And that, yeah, no.
Well, I think they mentioned in the manga, I think it was the manga, there was a part where Whis was talking, and Whis was saying how, like, oh, Beerus is probably one of the laziest gods of destruction out there. And Beerus says something like, well, I mean, with all the bad guys that appear in Universe 7, I don't really have to do much, like.
I mean, this is true. This is true. But that's, but then that brings up the argument of, well, exactly what is a destroyer god for? Because it just seems like something not necessary for a celestial hierarchy, unless the god is not allowed to act on his own and is strictly an instrument for the highest of celestial beings to use. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Right now, like, essentially the destroyer guards are just like really powerful things that just kind of do whatever they want. And if they die, the Supreme Kai dies.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But they don't seem to have like some, and even better, they're trained by the children of the highest attendant of the highest thing in the entire existence. So clearly they had a plan when they came up with this. And then they were like, all right, we trained up our gods. What are we doing with them again?
We're changing their bed sheets, and we're making sure that they get plenty of food. And
Hey, my guy likes to put on clown makeup. Is that cool?
good old
Hey, so
Universal Evan.
I'm gonna make mine a robot. You know, and it's like it's just it's crazy. It's weird. That's all. To me, it's one of those like the original hierarchy of like their gods made sense, and there was a structure, you know what I mean, and the four quadrants and how everything connected in Otherworld. But at this point now, it's like I don't know. It's weird to describe their hierarchy. Like, so you have one huge supreme being. He's attended to by the next huge supreme being, who has a whole bunch of children that are extremely supreme beings. Then they pick some random person to be a supreme being that can destroy anything, but they can just kind of do what they want. But to make sure they don't destroy everything, we have to make sure that they're life tied to the actual heaven hierarchy of our universes, which are
Yeah.
exactly as insane.
Yeah, but
You
there's a
know?
cool Sphinx cat who looks like Anubis.
Well, it's even better than that, because it's like, oh, well, why did we get Beerus? Oh, well, I think my cat's cute, so I wanted to draw him. I wanted to draw him fighting Goku, because I love my kitty, so I drew him fighting Goku.
I'm pretty sure that's the exact motivation he had when he created Korin.
Yeah, but Korin was awesome, dude. Korin's awesome. And once again became one underutilized, two irrelevant. Like he went from being someone that could train you to be much better, you know. And I understand that. Oh well, everybody started getting very powerful. Well, I always understood Korin's training to be not something of power, but of the soul and the mind.
Yeah.
You know, which you almost don't see ever again, or like kind of at all until Ultra Instinct shows up. Then we start to get the call back to all the original trainings, you know, all the way back to Master Roshi himself.
Yep.
But you know, they lost that sense of, you know, training the mind, the body, and the spirit, and it just became like, oh, bro, I have to be able to punch a hole in the universe.
And in the manga, when in the manga, when Vegeta actually goes to Planet Yardrat to train a bit, and they kind of help him align his spirit in a way. They sort of do for him what Kami and Mr. Popo and Korin did for Goku, because they talk about how Vegeta's spirit was not in alignment with his body or something like that. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, that's actually pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And it makes sense. You know, you look at a character like Vegeta, all his drive is put into one direction.
Yeah, and like pretty much all of Frieza's people were like defined by like they didn't have any spiritual training or anything. They were just really good at using their ki blasts, you know.
Yep. And I've always like it in my head, on a side note, like I've always pictured like Vegeta's just that dude on the day-to-day basis that's like super pissed off. Like he's just always like pissed off. He's just always angry. He's just sitting there angry. Like angry. But he'll still go along with the flow. Like, Vegeta, come on, we're going to the movies. I don't want to. I want to train. Yeah, no, we're going to the movies. Fine. Vegeta, you having a good time? No. I don't want to be here.
He gets mad about something and he blasts the screen, you know.
You know, he's sitting there angry. Like he brushes his teeth angry in the morning. The guy, he's probably always so eager for a fight and competition. Like if his son's walking by, like, you in here, we're gonna see who brushes our teeth faster. You know, he's just ha! I've removed black better than you, and just walks away laughing at his kid, who's like, all right, what the hell?
Vegeta should be training Kid Trunks.
He really should, and he like just didn't. You know, let's see if he trains Bula, and more importantly, let's hope that they don't make little kid Bula look like a teenager again, and have her be hit on by grown men. No, that was a very that was one of the very weird things about GT. Like, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say.
Oh, definitely. Like, yeah, it was the fact that pretty much all of the next generation had become just regular kids. Like, you know, it's like, oh, Goten's going out on dates, and Trunks is working for Capsule Corp, and Bulla's out shopping. You know,
And
and
she's
it
8 years
just
old wearing that little outfit. I
and
just
even
gotta keep reminding people she was like 8 years old, 8 or 10 years old in the series. Like, I don't know why they drew her to look like that, bro. Like, I believe she's younger than she's younger than Pan, who, like, if you put them next to each other, look significantly younger than her.
Oh, Pan. I really hope that Pan is a lot stronger this time.
I mean, I hope they let her go Super Saiyan since they give it out to everybody. I just think that would be really cool to see. Yeah, GT's a hard watch, Danny. It's
well, see, here's the thing. Yeah, and like the thing is Toriyama didn't do GT.
Nope.
That was when he was just like, yeah, I'm done. And the network was like, well, we want to keep this going. So we're gonna do it, and you just draw us a couple of things. He was like, yeah, whatever, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Toriyama he didn't even watch most of he didn't even watch most of the Z movies. And like,
no.
I know, like, the whole reason they did Dragon Ball Super Broly was because somebody finally showed him the Broly movie, and he was like, oh wow, this is pretty cool, but I'd do this different and I'd do that different. And they're like, oh well, let's do something. Yeah, sure, okay.
Well, I mean, we got all of Super only because someone showed him Dragon Ball Evolution. He was like, all right, fam, get me my sketch pad. Like, all right, fine, you're right. You convinced me. Like, I can't let this be the final thing of Dragon Ball.
God.
That movie was so bad. I still never, like, I can't bring myself to watch it. I only know of what's in it because of all the videos I've watched that rip it to shit. So, I mean, technically, I've watched the movie, but only through people ripping it to shit.
I watched it on YouTube a few years ago. I watched it on YouTube just out of curiosity, and it's like the Disney Channel was trying to produce something Dragon Ball. It's like
so bad.
Goku was a teenager in high school,
like a horny
kicked on.
In high school, bro.
Master Roshi's island was literally in the middle of the city, and it was on like it was just on like a small like lake in a park.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What did they do to my Kame house? Oh,
and
Lord.
Krillin wasn't even in it.
Lord. Of course not. Dude, like, I made my decision to never watch that after learning of everything that was in it. You know? Because when it first came out, I was very on the fence because it looked very bad. But once I finally learned everything that was in it, I couldn't. It was so bad. It's so bad. Like, every decision was just off. Bro, like, Dragon Ball Evolution did to Dragon Ball what the Super Mario Brothers movie did to Mario. But at least there was something cringy good about the Super Mario Brothers movie. I mean, to this day, I unironically like that movie. Like, it's one of those movies that's so crazy. Like, it's so insane that it's like, I like it. Like, it's weird. Yes, it's nothing of Mario, but it's like awesome. But
the names are in it, but that's about it.
That's about it. But and even then, they were a bit closer to source material. They were still closer to their source material, you know? But Dragon Ball Evolution, I mean, just the fact that of all the characters to be played by someone Asian, it's not Goku?
Yeah.
Really? Because in my head, like, I always saw him as an Asian dude. I don't know if that's just me. Like, I've never seen Goku as a white guy. He's always been an Asian guy in my head.
Or at the very least, like, if they were gonna make him a white guy, at least get somebody tall and muscular, or at least muscular, like not some Disney Channel tween boy, you know, like Jesus.
Or like, take the risk and get a child actor and do it proper. If you're gonna start a Dragon Ball.
Yeah, they made Yamcha an Asian guy, and he was really annoying in that movie.
He was a bro.
He was worse.
To me, Yamcha was, I don't know, it's funny. Yamcha was a character that changed ethnicities to me. Like, in Dragon Ball, I swear he was like Middle Eastern, but in Z he was like just generic white dude, maybe even Italian.
Yeah.
Like Greek or Italian guy. Oh, probably like a Greek dude.
He went from being a desert bandit to a professional baseball player.
He went from being one of the bravest, courageous, selfless fighters to just like the guy we make fun of for getting blown up by a Cyberman.
Oh God.
Which, let me just say, the only reason that happened was because, one, Yamcha told Krillin, stay back, buddy. We can't wish you back. So if something's going to happen bad, it's going to be to me. Bro. Like, that's like one of the most courageous moments in the series. Like, he literally said, no, bro, because if anything goes wrong, it has to be me, not you. That's epic. And it's not like they knew Cybermen could grab you and blow up.
Yeah.
So I'm sure when he grabbed him, he's like, oh, yeah, that's going to do something. And it was like, boom. Like, it was a cheap shot. Like, Yamcha didn't even have a chance to, like, sun this dude up real quick.
Oh, God. I think the thing about Yamcha that I feel for him the most is the fact that after being murdered, essentially by proxy by Vegeta, Vegeta goes ahead and steals his girlfriend and freaking, you know.
Yo, my older brother, he used to watch it with me sometimes, and he was like, yo, I bet you he cuffed him at first and then told him to leave.
I mean, my God. Like, talk about insult to injury.
Like, and in my head, that's always been my headcanon. That at first Vegeta's like, nah, I'm gonna make you watch. And then eventually he was like, don't come back. Like, get out of here now. I'm done with you being here. It's not fun anymore. Like, get out of here.
And there was even a moment in I think it was during the Boo saga, or no, it was the Cell saga, when there was something going on with Bulma was supposed to help them. She was gonna help them with like the control to switch off the androids or something. And she basically says, like, you know, oh, well, now if you want to get it from me, Yamcha has to give me a foot massage. And it's like, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, don't you already have a man right now? Like,
you just brought a lot of memories because I believe my nose bled.
Yeah, but it was just like, but it's like, so not only you left him for the guy that murdered him, and now you're gonna make him do boyfriend things with you. Like, you know?
Dude, I'm telling you, they did him like what they should have done was show him with a bunch of chicks. Like, give him that one. All right, well, I get to go back to a bunch of chicks because chicks like me and I can talk to them now.
Yep.
You know, like that's what I thought they should have done for Yamcha. If they were gonna take away Bulma, like make him the opposite of Krillin. You know, like he just
I
gets
agree.
magic because it's Yamcha. It's Yamcha. He's still a famous baseball player.
And girls
And
did like him in Dragon Ball
really,
and
I
all that.
mean,
That's
a
why
lot.
Bulma was
It
always
caused the
jealous.
problems. Exactly. Exactly. That would have been great. And it would have like redeemed him. Like, all right, well then you can have Vegeta. I'm gonna go back to being Yamcha with the chicks.
God.
Hell, it would have even been funny to see him like dating Marin.
Oh God, that would have been perfect.
In Super, like, you know, another full circle.
That would have been
Like, hey,
perfect.
look at, you know, like, hey, look who I ran into, Krillin. It would have been great. It would have been great.
Krillin has to have his wife invented by an evil scientist, so
Hey man, we can't, like, that is my favorite coupling in the entire series. Because theirs is the only relationship I feel that is like super healthy. Like super mutual. No, dude, no. Android 18 and Krillin, to me, I believe have the most healthy relationship in family.
yeah, I get the vibe that Goku doesn't even really like Chi-Chi that much sometimes.
Dude, it's because Toriyama hates Chi-Chi.
That's very true.
You know, and it's like he just makes her unlikable. Like she doesn't have to be that way.
I wanted her to keep up with martial arts.
I
thought it
wanted
would have
them
been
all to
cool.
keep up with martial arts. Videl would have been great to see still training. Piccolo.
Yeah.
I mean, God, if you want to make toy sales, you know what would have been a great toy? Namekian God form. You know, something, or you know, like or even like a golden Namekian form. And you can even just do some like bullshit backstory, like I have been around Super Saiyan Ki so long that I have meditated on a way to absorb it and make it my own. And that's it. And that's it. And now Piccolo has an upgrade. And it's super powerful, man. You know, and that's it. And now it's cool.
You'd think Piccolo would be able to use God Ki because as Kami, he was the god of Earth.
Right. Like he has some, you know, oh, dude, don't get me started. Don't get me started. But they just, like, once again, he just forgets everything that's laid out.
That's why I really got
know?
annoyed during Super when he went up against Frost in the Universe 6 tournament and they were saying, "Oh yeah, you don't have a chance." I'm like, "Bullshit." Like when he was strong enough to fight 17, he could have fought Frieza and defeated him. Like,
side note about 17, and I guess there's a lot of evidence to the contrary, but in my head, I always saw him as the smart one and 18 as the tough one. And it turns out that like 17 was the stronger of the two the whole time. But I don't know, in my head, I don't know, for some reason, I always saw him as like the brains and 18 as the bronze, which would have been really cool because like it's usually reversed with men and women.
I don't know, because like he never struck me as like he was smarter in Super than he was during Z, because during Z he was just like he was kind of giving them a handicap the whole time where he's like, "Oh, we're gonna go kill Goku, but let's take
so
our
when
time."
I say
like,
so when I say the brains, I mean more like, so he was the leader of the gang that called the shots and like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like he's the tough guy and he's like, all right, sis, show them. And then she goes, beats their ass.
yeah.
Like that's how I always saw it. So I was a little surprised to, you know what I mean, see that he was like, I mean, he 17 got really strong. 17 got really strong.
He was the MVP of the Tournament of Power, in my opinion.
But he's one of the very few of the characters who I accept his like extreme power boost, because I mean just the fact that he doesn't ever get tired. Like
Yeah,
17 can train straight on, just straight on. You know, he's not a human at this point, if you really think of it. He's a bio, he's more like a bio android hybrid. You know,
yeah,
it's at the genetic level at this point. Um, so I kind of understood how it is that he would be able to increase his strength in such a way. I would have liked to have seen it, you know, show don't tell, but whatever.
yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of points in Dragon Ball where I would have loved to see the training, but they tend to skip over all the good shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
It's
they
got to
did
get to
that
that
in
next fight.
they did that in Dragon Ball. They did that in Dragon Ball Z. I mean, like
Yeah, they were.
I wanted to see Goku learn the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb like from scratch. I didn't want to just see like the end result, which is what they did.
Yeah. Yeah, he did, bro. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Like it was just like he came. Oh, by the way, I learned this stuff. Like, yeah, I got this. This is cool. I did this. Um, yeah, they tend to skip over trading a lot. But I mean, it would probably drag things out if they showed us every single time they stopped to trade.
Plus, that's how they get to retcon. Is like I know like Master Roshi's training was just carrying the milk and wearing the turtle shells and doing construction work. And then later on in the series, they did the whole, oh, Master Roshi taught us about energy control and balancing on the poles with the jars on our head. And it's like, well, we didn't see any of that. Well, it happened when we did the time skip. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, but it did though. Like we didn't see it, yeah, but we're telling you that it did. So it counts. And that's what sucks about like, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, we can't ever control how Dragon Ball is gonna go. You know, I'm sure every single fan um could come up with their own way things would end. Hold on, they got 3 episodes straight of Goku yelling to power up, but they can't show him training for 5 minutes. Yeah. Okay, no, he's just broken our narrative. That's right. They probably could take some stuff out. Dude, those
That was
power ups. Those
Dragon Ball
power
Z
ups.
Kai. Dragon Ball Z Kai's whole thing was just, hey, we cut out a bunch of the extra shit that we didn't
Mm-hmm.
need. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or like the notorious 5 minutes that lasted 16 episodes.
yep.
You know, that was always funny to me because it's like, bro, that was not 5 minutes. Like you don't know what 5 minutes. That's why. In Dragon Ball Z Abridged, like they even had Goku comment like, are you sure you know how long a minute is?" Like, it's like, yeah, no, this will happen in 5 minutes, and it's like it clearly was a while. Like it was a while. Um, uh, although now in Super it'll happen immediately, like on the spot, like with just one hand on the surface of the planet, just to show you how like things have scaled, and not even in that long of a time, dude. If you really, really, really think about it. Like Frieza went from he had to throw an energy ball at a planet core to slowly destroy it to on my knees with my hand on the ground. I will completely fucking obliterate everything that exists beneath me. Like that's a huge power skip, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and in that same amount of time, uh Vegeta went from oh, I am no ordinary Saiyan warrior. To like, oh yeah, no, by the way, I'm a god and I technically should have been able to kill you right now. Like, those are huge. Those are huge, huge power skips, man. Like
Yeah,
that's
Frieza
huge power
Frieza
skip.
caught up with their god forms in like what, 3 months?
Uh, I mean, I do like the explanation though that like technically he never actually trained.
Yeah, he was just kind of a freak of nature.
Yeah, he was just like the really strong little spoiled brat. Like,
Yeah.
imagine you gave the most spoiled little shit the ability to like just like destroy a mountain flicking it.
Yep.
He just went around bossing people around and like killing anybody that said no. But you
Oh yeah.
know, oh god, I loved Golden Frieza. Oh, ooh, Golden Frieza was awesome. I like even the transformation, like it was sexy. Oh man. Like Golden Frieza, that's awesome. And I like that his skin goes purple again.
Yeah, I like that. Shit.
Very cool upgrade.
Lordy. But I love I still love Ultra Instinct. I think like to me that's the pinnacle. If they get something better than if they get something bigger than Ultra Instinct, I think that's when I'm gonna nope out.
It's I mean it's but that's where they're brought it to. Like eventually, for there to be any stakes, something has to nerf Ultra Instinct.
They kind of did
Or
that
it's
with the Moro arc, but it was because
did it?
Moro basically got this ability at one point to where every time he could touch somebody, he could get their powers. And he touched an angel named Maris, and so he got angel powers. So that's how he was able to fight Ultra Instinct Goku, but Goku still won. I'm not going to give away that arc because like that arc had some of the best shit for Super, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I think no, you're kind of selling me on it. I'm not gonna lie. No, it
Because
sounds really cool. I mean, at the very least, I want to check it out. Sounds really cool.
well, like I can tell you that like the whole Moro arc starts with a guy in the Galactic Patrol named Maris recruiting Goku and Vegeta. And the big secret that you find out later on is that Maris is actually an angel. He's Whis' younger brother, but he hasn't been assigned a god or a universe yet. And so he's sort of like in training. And his thing though is that he's kind of broken the code of the angels in that like the angels are supposed to be neutral, but he has fallen in love with the idea of justice. And so he trains Goku on how to use Ultra Instinct like properly and all that. And it was a really awesome arc.
Cool shit. Cool shot. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna definitely check that out because that sounds kind of cool.
Who's Gurren Logan?
I don't know. I don't know personally.
Is that Jiren?
No, probably not. But I mean, in oh man, Jiren, like I don't know. I didn't like. I wasn't a big fan of him. Like they didn't build him up properly. It was just kind of like, oh, by
Yeah.
the way, this is the big bad. We all know it. We all know it. This is the big bad. Ooh, wait till he starts doing stuff. Ooh, he's doing stuff. We told you, he's the big bad. We told you. Oh, look, Goku can't stop him. No, Goku can't. He's the big bad. And it's like, I don't know. He was just under, like, I don't know. He was, I don't know. And like, he's very plain. They picked a very plain design for his face if it was going to be the only thing that made him unique from the other Pride Troopers.
Yeah,
And I kind of would have liked. I kind of wanted to know more about them. That seemed like a really cool concept. They were like literally like universal, like like Hero Squad.
That was the
Like
main
that
thing I
sounds
thought
really
was.
cool.
That was the only thing I thought really was kind of interesting in the Tournament of Power arc was that they weren't going up against anybody that was pure evil. They were going up against people who were just trying to defend their universes. So it was like good guys versus good guys. That was kind of a different take for
Exactly.
them to use.
Like I had said way back in the beginning of the discussion, like it's very possible to have watched this from the point of view of the Pride Troopers. Bro, this is their ultimate mission. Like
Yep.
imagine the moment, imagine the few days before this happens. Like imagine that buildup. They're training for the most important mission of their lives. If we fail, our universe is gone. It's very heroic.
Yep.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, Topo was presented very goofy, and his
Yeah.
design was really weird. But like,
He looked like
he
a
was
Sonic the
totally like.
Hedgehog character.
That is great. Oh man, I can't unsee that now. I can't unsee that now. I can't unsee that now. Oh god, I can't unsee that now. I like that just destroyed me, fam. That just oh my goodness. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But man, that completely destroyed what I was about to say. I was like gonna call him like the heroic leader. You know what I mean? Like this dude's like the heroic leader. Like he's like constantly trying to inspire his squad. You know, it's cool. Like he's totally like, bro, we have to not just win, but we have to make sure that this guy that made it start pays.
Yep.
You know,
Oh
and
yeah.
you know, but you know, in the end, you find you know, but then they trick you with the well, a good thing they didn't win because Jiren would have been stupid and wasted the wish, and we would have destroyed everything. So they were the bad guys. Ha! Get it? They were the bad guys. See, guys? See? You had to win, or we would have destroyed everything. It's and I mean, it was like, bro, it was just a cool tournament. Let it just be a cool tournament. Sometimes things can just be a cool tournament because
And
it
it's
was
like
pretty cool tournament.
yeah, and it's like they kept doing this thing where, Zeno is basically like a little kid, but then it's at the end they're like, "Oh, the Omni Kings are truly wise, and they foresaw all of these events and blah blah blah." It's like, I've gotten no hint of any of that.
No, you're right because up to this point, the Zenos that we know would be very entertained at their choice of a wish. Yes, yes, very entertaining wish, no matter what they say. Because it would be like, whoa, look what they wished for. Yes, I would not have guessed that. You know, and then suddenly it's like, no, well, no, they're actually very wise. That's why they're the Omni King. Get it, guys? That's why they're the Omni King because they're the wise ones. And it's like, ah, oh, bro, ah, oh, bro, you and like, how did Peter Griffin say it? It super insists upon itself.
It's almost like
It
it's
just
almost like
insists upon itself.
it's almost like the Grand Priest is more of the leader than Zeno is.
Yeah, and and if I was the one writing it, he'd totally be an evil villain
I think a
because he
few
looks
people
evil
thought
as
of that.
fuck. I thought so. I kind of thought he was because like you know what I'm talking about, fam. Yo, the angels kept
Yeah.
giving each other looks. Oh, bro, I was like, something's going on. They want this to happen.
Yeah, they
Goku's gonna have
seem
to
to.
fight the angels.
Yeah, they were very
Like,
laissez-faire about everything.
like at a certain point, I in my head predicted that um the universes were gonna at the very end team up to fight off the angels.
Hmm. That would have
Like
been more interesting.
that's where I thought it was going. You know what I mean? That there was a reason that Goku and Jiren weren't beating each other because that's not what they were really there for. or some shit. I don't know. Like that's kind of where I saw it going. And I don't know, because they just kept having these looks and stuff. Like this is going according to plan. Now they're all gone. And in the end, we can take out the rest of them.
Yeah. It would have been more interesting.
Especially what they had, like, I don't know. I thought like Zamasu was like, I thought that ending was like kind of foreshadowing that the gods were getting ready to turn on mortals. That's what I thought. That's kind of why I took that leap too.
Well, Zamasu, like, Zamasu was interesting just because that was the first time we saw Akai as a villain.
Here I go again. It was also like a huge paradox moment. So Zamasu became evil because Goku made him look dumb, but Goku wouldn't have went to see him if they didn't suspect Zamasu, who was already Goku Black.
Well, I think they also were hinting about the fact that before Goku even went there, like, he was already kind of feeling nihilistic about mortals. Like, Gawasu was trying to tell him, like, oh, you know, our job is to oversee them and help nurture them. And he's like, oh, but mortals just destroy themselves and everything around each other. Like, wouldn't it be better if we just started interfering and destroying the evil ones and blah, blah, blah? And like...
No, I remember that. He was a little prick. But like, what I mean is, the events that spark off Goku Black literally need each other to exist for the other one to happen. You know what I mean? Like, the only reason Goku visited Zamasu was because they suspected him after they had interacted with Goku Black. But Goku Black became that way because of the interaction with Goku. So now we have a paradox. You know what I mean? We have one cannot exist without the other. Which one happened first?
Well, once again, it's, well, we forgot about the canon of the different timelines.
Don't think about it. Like Mahler says, don't think about it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, stop thinking about it. Stop breaking it down. Like, just go with it. Shut
Toriyama,
up.
like, even recently when somebody asked Toriyama, like, why don't any of the new Saiyan kids have tails? You know, even the half-breed ones, because it's like Gohan had a tail and all, and he was like, oh, tails are a recessive gene in Saiyans. And wait, what? But all Saiyans have tails. Like,
it's just like they keep just taking things. That's why I said Saiyans are now just humans with the power to become more powerful.
Yeah,
that's what a Saiyan is now.
I miss the tails.
I miss everything about it. I mean, even you know, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like Goku and Vegeta were kind of darker than everyone else. Like, you could kind of tell they're Saiyan. Like, Saiyans used to be a bit darker.
Yeah. Well, I know, like, you know? Goku kind of had lighter skin, but Vegeta always had...
Vegeta was a bit darker. You know?
Yeah.
Like, and now, right now, in your head, think about Vegeta when he first showed up and Vegeta currently. And it's like, wow, that was a huge art change.
Oh, definitely. Like, they even, I think they made him taller over time.
He's taller. Everyone's head's smaller. So if you look at Frieza now, his head is tiny and his body's bigger. So he's now proportionately short instead of funny looking short.
Yeah.
Because he used to have a much bigger head with a little tiny scrunched up evil face with his little kissy lips.
I want to know if on purpose, like when they did in the Broly movie, Frieza's whole thing is he's going to wish to be a little bit taller. And I want to know if they meant to do that on purpose as a throwback to Commander Red, or if it was just a happy coincidence.
I thought it was a throwback. I mean, I'm hoping it was a throwback. And it's also one of those moments where you say the heroes were in the wrong and fucked everything up. If they would have just let him make if they would have just let him make the wish, none of that would have happened. All he wanted to no, I'm serious. Like that's it. He was gonna come, get the Dragon Balls, get taller, and then he would have been like, "Oh, I'm satisfied. Let's leave," and it would have been great, and nobody would have gotten hurt.
Well, I know you pulled in Broly because he was like, oh, this guy might actually have a shot at destroying the Saiyans and all that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Although I do love what they did with Broly in the Super version, just because, like, he is the legendary Super Saiyan. So, like, the fact that he was able to take him on in his base form for a while, I thought that was pretty cool. Albeit, it made me scratch my head a little.
I will like new Broly's. Dude, he's freaking awesome, and that movie was probably the best thing to come out of the Super series. The
Oh,
Broly
hands
movie
down.
is like the epitome from the story itself to the goddamn animation. That movie was absolutely the epitome of Super, and I love that movie. I still love the original Broly, and I just kind of hold on to them both. I kind of like having them both. I don't want to choose.
I
You know what
like
I
the
mean?
original Broly's outfit, but like I think the thing that bothered me about the original Broly was the fact that his whole hatred of Goku is just because Goku cried when he was a baby. That was
uh,
just bizarre.
I've seen a few videos that kind of like elaborated that and like in a way like one I can't even remember what channel it was I was watching, but they made the case that it's like, bro, that's one of the most ultimate insults at that point if you're doing a Saiyan competition thing. So here I am, a powerful child, and the weakest thing in the room is what's insulting me and not letting me sleep. And that just created a deep, you know what I mean? And that just created a deep down psychological thing with it.
I
And
can
it's still
I
one
can
and it's
see
still
that.
one of the stupidest reasons. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the original reason isn't like absolutely freaking stupid because it kind of is. But damn, I love that Broly. Like I love that movie. I love that Broly. The second one was it was okay. I don't believe in Bio Broly. I don't believe that movie exists in my mind. That was
Yeah,
so bad. Bio Broly was so bad. Ugh, it was such a
yeah,
bad. And
that.
he kind of grossed me out. I was like uncomfortable watching it. Like I
But
was
yeah,
really grossed out by Bio Broly.
he was a big old poo monster thing.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, he's the Pooh Man with the eyes and like little chunks of hair sticking out. Like, why does he have hair chunks sticking out? It makes me uncomfortable. Like, what's underneath that? Like, is he still Broly underneath that? Is the poo covering Broly, or is dude, it was so gross. Like the way he moved, the way he fought. Wow, Broly was gross. It made me smell poo in the air the whole time I watched it. It was not a good one. It was not a good one. I would not recommend Bio Broly.
Yeah, I think it's so ridiculous that like because of the whole Vic Mignogna bullshit that they did, they took the movie off of like I think they took it off of Funimation and they took it off of a few other things, like the best movie, and they like, oh no, you're not allowed to watch it because Monica Rial doesn't like him.
I mean, that you know how it goes. You know how all of these things go. It's a very, very pervasive thing. People love to get rid of the people they don't like in the most terrible of ways. But he's Broly. Like I don't care what anybody says. That's still Broly. That's like he's Broly. He's Broly, and you can find him. I mean, it sucks though. It sucks how that went down, and it's unfortunate.
Broly better come in some future things. Like he hasn't come into the manga or anything so far, but you know they better not sit on their hands with him.
I want to, and honestly, I would pay anything to see a movie where he just absolutely dominates in this body scale. Like, these are my powers. These are Broly's powers. You know?
Well, they made him a nice guy.
Like, and that was something else I was gonna say. I really liked the original Broly because he was just like pure evil at a certain point. Like,
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm the devil. Like, let's go, bro. Like, he's just huge. He's hulking huge. Like, look at his shoulders. Like, his
yeah, no, he like
all of
and
like he's just a monster.
It made sense in the fact. It made total sense in like how they talked about like the Saiyan instinct to fight and kill is like enhanced by being a legendary Super Saiyan to the point where it's like it's like when Vegeta was talking about the original legendary Super Saiyan, how it was like, oh, his power was so massive, he ended up destroying himself. Like, it's that kind of concept.
Now, knowing everything I know, all these years later, I have theorized that the true legendary Super Saiyan of legend was someone that hit Super Saiyan 4. I think that
I could see that.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Super Saiyan 4 is the ultimate.
Mastery. It's the ultimate. I love Super Saiyan 4. I hope, oh man, I would love if they somehow brought that in. Super Saiyan 4 is the greatest. Super Saiyan 4 is so good that, I mean, it's been featured in like every single fighting video game has Super Saiyan 4. Like you can't have a Dragon Ball fighting game and not have Super Saiyan 4 Goku at the very least. And you can always cross your fingers.
And I think that was one of the few designs that Toriyama did himself for GT.
And it was perfect, dude. It was perfect. Everything about it was perfect. I mean, Super Saiyan 4 is the best. That's it. Super Saiyan 4 is the best. It's better than stupid Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Stupid blue hair. No, give me big red sexy.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
It's the whole let's just do the Super Saiyan look, but we'll color swap it with a neon color.
Right, and they kind of and also they took away the whole factor of like, well, shouldn't it be a little more serene since it's a god form? It's the super god form. Shouldn't you be like serene and graceful and not just punch really hard while my hair is blue? Like, it just became Super Saiyan again, but blue. Like, there was nothing like serene and godlike about it. It's just, okay, I tried yellow hair. Let's do my thing. Let's just go straight to blue. Because even they stopped using
it's the future.
Like, thank God, like the Tournament of Power brought back Super Saiyan God, because they like damn near just decided they weren't going to use it at all anymore. I was like, why isn't he using the base form of Super Saiyan God? I'd assume that's like, by now he has to be able to control it at base form and just keep it on.
Well, they did in the manga. Did have Vegeta and Goku both use Super Saiyan God in a couple of things. I forgot exactly where.
Damn,
but I know, like, yeah, I know that, there were a couple points where they did that form. I think like during the Universe 6 fight at one point, and a little later on, I can't remember where.
I am a nerd, Danny. I am a nerd. I know I'm a nerd. I've been a nerd. I'm very much a nerd. I know it.
Well, I think we're just about at the time to wrap it up because I'm starting to run out of steam. But this has been
Yeah, me
awesome.
too.
We might
I
have
can
to do
hear
a
in my
follow-up
voice.
video.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Anytime you want to chat Dragon Ball, sir, you know I'll be there in a heartbeat.
Hell yeah, I'm down.
I love
Hell yeah.
it.
But yeah, everybody, thank you so much for coming on. I am, of course, Ben Fuselier, aka the Fuse Box. You can find me at Knights Outlaw on Twitter and on this channel. And in a couple of weeks, I am going to be sending out the mailing list for Outlaw Knights issue number 2. And I'm really excited about that because I got some awesome artwork coming in right now. I've been doing it for a while, paying for it mostly, but you know, I've been stockpiling it, and so I can't wait to get this out to the public. And Troy, tell us where we can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at MRMDQBoy. All my links and stuff are right there. I got some stuff that I'm working on. Just, life got a little expensive over the last year, so I've been working a lot, my actual job. But hopefully I can start getting some more stuff pumped out to everybody. So go follow me over there and you can see some good stuff.
Excellent. Oh, when is are we gonna get any new One Pool soon?
Well, I mean, that's just the whole thing. I'd say you'd want to head over to my Twitter page, follow. I got a nice little Patreon set up if you want to go over there. Help me fund some time to get a team and everything going so I can get back onto making comics. Because like I said, right now, life kind of got really expensive with, just everything that's gone on the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
I've actually been I've been working the day job almost like nonstop, just because I mean, lots of responsibilities in my life that I have to make sure I can always afford.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I've been working a job as a dishwasher to fund Outlaw Nights issue 2 stuff. Like, it's a bitch.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like in other words, like I had to take care of real life grown up stuff for a while. So I just been, I mean, it sucks when it gets to that point, but it's like, I mean, I've had to been actually working my actual job and paying the bills and doing stuff like that.
Well, shit,
but that's why you should go sign up to my Patreon, because stuff like that helps me do less tattoos. You know what I mean? If I can get something going over there, then I don't have to do as many tattoos, and I can get back to making comics, which I kind of really miss, and I'm like sad without doing them.
Because we need more of your artwork. We need it.
I try. I really am trying to get something going. Just because it's been a while, and my life isn't quite as flexible and open as when I first started a couple years ago. So it's been a little difficult, because that free time really just hasn't been there like I wish it has been.
Yeah. It sucks.
Yeah.
But thank you, Danny, for all the awesome comments. And yeah, man, I'm gonna be in touch with you because I want to do this again.
Yes.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much to everybody for joining us, and we will talk to you later.